Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and the other day I made a video talking about this new MEI meta that we're in and how potentially some people can say that she's broken, how she requires a nerf, she's too overpowered, nobody likes her, and of course in that video, I want to defend my main, but I also said that she really hasn't changed all too much in the past 3 years. There really wasn't an update, a patch, or a buff that did a complete 180 with MEI where everybody liked her. She just kind of came into her own, and then people saw the potential and the power that she holds. And even though I still stand by that statement, I also have to realize that some people don't understand what MEI has gone through over the past 3 years. They don't know the journey that us MEI mains had to go on with the pain, the suffering, the hardship, and the constant sexual stigma that MEI is only in the game because she's thick. So today, we're going to be continuing the 3 years ago series where we're going to be focusing on MEI and looking at the history of her. We're going to be looking at the buffs, the nerfs, the updates, the glitches, the skin glitches, because my god, there were a lot of MEI skin glitches, and just look at where MEI was back then and how she is now, because again, she hasn't drastically changed, but she's still changed to the point where, yeah, she's not the same hero that she was back in 2016. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is MEI 3 years ago. Overwatch was marketed as a character-based shooter, and we all know any kind of video game that has a variety of characters or people to choose from, people are gonna find that one character to hate, whether it's Rainbow Six Siege or TF2 or heck, even Pokemon. And in the case of Overwatch, that was no exception. But it kind of sucks, you know, that MEI had to be the one that people hated. It's kind of funny because on the surface, you would not imagine her being the one character that everybody hates because she looks so sweet. Why would anybody hate this sweet, adorable little Chinese angel that's just trying to do good for the world? Her stigma is the complete opposite of what her character is all about. But it just takes that one moment when you load up the game of Overwatch to get frozen by MEI once and to get instantly deleted with her icicle. She's all freezing you and she's looking you dead into the eyes and she's like, die. So it's really the gameplay experience that caused people to not really like her 3 years ago, but it was the memes that enhanced the hatred towards MEI, whether it was the Donald Trump memes or the Ice Demon memes or just the straight up MEI mains that you wanted to stay away from because they played this quote unquote Ice Demon MEI, and I still can't get over it because this little angel is not anything of how she's portrayed. But guess what? Overwatch doesn't care, so of course she was going to be the most hated hero in the game right at the get-go. And would you believe it? People still have that same viewpoint of MEI 3 years later in 2019. So while that hasn't changed, what has changed are her abilities, some glitches, a whole lot of glitches with her cryo freeze, her MEI wall, and also her freaking skins, and also some cosmetic updates. But once again, looking back 3 years ago when it comes to balancing MEI, she's still somewhat the same. While yes, the radius of her ultimate did increase a little bit, and while the ultimate cost also increased too, it's not all too drastic changes. But the biggest change did come with the very first winter event, because while she did get her very first event skin, there was a game-breaking glitch that made people hate MEI. Like, this is the moment where people despised her. With the addition of the brand new MEI-inspired map, Eco Point Antarctica, came a game-breaking glitch which allowed MEI to lift herself and her teammates up into the roof of the map, which allowed them to not get killed by the enemy team. This made it so that they couldn't die. That's literally the glitch. The MEI wall will bring them up into the roof. Nobody can shoot them, but I think they could shoot the enemy team, which means that, yeah, this map was broken. Y'all want to talk about Brigitte being broken? This literally made MEI broken. It wasn't until January 15th where they not only patched MEI, but also Tracer's ability to be able to get into unintended locations of the map, where this glitch was finally done, but along with Tracer's ability to contest payload maps. So now people can't hate it. Yeah, people still hated MEI even after this glitch, but now it's just enhanced because once you taint someone's image, it's pretty hard to change that image. But hey, at least we got MEI Snowball Offensive. Yeah, people didn't really like that game mode, but we also got Santa MEI. Yeah, even MEI mains didn't like that skin. So MEI is just catching L's left and right. She's got glitches, she got a bad game mode, she got a terrible skin. What can we do to fix her? Well, here comes the Chinese New Year event. To make up for the lack of good MEI skins, because you have to remember, at this time, MEI was really the only hero that hasn't received any good event skins other than Santa MEI, but in most people's eyes, they saw that as just a recoloration of her base skin. So for the Chinese New Year event, they decided to give the only Chinese hero in Overwatch 2 legendary skins, which made her look extra thick, dog. Like, my God. Yeah, there was a glitch in the game where every single time you equip Change or Luna on Mei, it made her butt ginormous, my guy. You could put a glass on top of her butt. That's how big it was. I don't know why this was the case. I understand that she's thick, but even then, I hate when people over-exaggerate her thickness to the point where they're just sexualizing it. Because Mei is a queen little virgin that no one is ever gonna try to take away from her. And unfortunately, with this glitch, it's thrown out the window, okay? Because she's too thick. I love thick girls, but she's too thick. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Around the same update, she can now be targeted while she's in her cryo freeze. Oh, they'd rather buff her butt before they buff her. But the glitches don't stop there, because a little bit afterwards, there was a bug in the game which wouldn't slow heroes down when Mei was using her primary form of fire, the freeze on them. They would still get frozen, but they wouldn't slow down. And the thing about Mei is that she's got little tiny Chinese legs, so she's not the fastest hero in the game. So this is her way of catching up to those fast heroes, or just same speed heroes, is that she would slow them down, freeze them, icicle in the head, and boom, that's how you would play Mei. Without this ability, she was basically broken again. They patched it on April 17th, but come on, man. So at this point, we got 2 Mei skins that made her butt ginormous. There was a game-breaking glitch that enhanced the hatred towards Mei, and there was a bug within Mei that made her terrible that was soon patched later. Yeah, let's throw a nerf in the mix of it, because on October 10th, there was a huge ultimate update. This was the patch that categorized different ultimates that could possibly get interrupted or not. And Mei, unfortunately, was one of those ultimates that could get interrupted because it was considered a casting ultimate. Basically, if you were stunned, or if you were stunned while ulting, your ultimate could not go off. It could just disappear. You can have Snowball in your hands, but if you were stunned by McCree, he would piece out of there. Why? At this moment in time, that's all I can ask is why. People already hate Mei, so the fact that you're making her worse is not helping my situation. Now I feel like a Symmetra main because nobody wants me on their team. This is possibly the lowest that Mei could ever get in the game. Psy-Q, another Mei-inspired game that people just do not like for the 2017 winter event, Mei's Yeti Hunt. Blizzard, why? Your company's name is literally named Blizzard. Why do you not like the heroes whose ultimate is named after you, my guys? There was nothing anybody could do besides Blizzard to fix any of this. She wasn't good in Overwatch, she didn't have a place, and people already thought she was a possessed demon. Yeah, let's enhance that image even more, because there was a bug in Deathmatch where if you put her cryo freeze right next to her wall, it allowed her to levitate like a ghost, like a demon, which people already thought she was to begin. Mei's catching mad L's, dog. It wouldn't be almost 2 years after Overwatch came out where we got our real first Mei buff. And even then, it wasn't all that game-changing. But now her freeze, her slow duration increased from 1 second to 1.5, and her secondary fire required 5 less bullets. Yeah, now you can shoot a little bit more, but again, it's not all that game-changing. A couple months later, her freeze can now pierce through enemies, allowing her to freeze multiple enemies as long as they don't get any protection. Oh, okay, she's getting a little bit better, but still not all that game-breaking. And then there was another update a couple months later that brought the Uprising event, which included Pajama Mei, which defined her butt even more. Dude, what's with all these butt glitches with me? I get it, she's thick, I get it, she's got a bigger butt than most girls in the game, but no girl's spine looked like this. So what's with all these glitches with Mei specifically? After that hiccup, a tiny stumble and fall on the staircase of trying to make Mei better, on July 24, 2018, there was an update to her endothermic blaster, which got rid of fall-off damage completely, which means for her secondary fire, if you were gonna hit anyone with your little icicle, it was gonna do a standard 75 damage or a headshot for a standard 150 damage. That meant she can hang at a distance and still put in a little bit work if you were accurate with your headshots. Yeah, I like where this is going. Then there was a quality of life change on October 9th, which updated her ultimate, which showed the area of effect of her freeze, which made it look like a nice little snow globe. But then after that, on March 19th, 2019, is what I'm considering to be the last final balancing efforts in regards of Mei, because this not only buffed her primary form of fire, which allowed her to do a little bit more damage while freezing people, but this also nerfed her wall a tiny bit, 500 HP to 400 HP, but this also was the rework with armor, where it changed a lot of the heroes that have beams, whether it's Zarya or Mei Freeze, to do a little bit of compensated damage against armor. And I think this is where people started to see that Mei might be a little bit viable. Not the best hero like how she is kind of right now, but just be viable, be usable on possibly attack, but definitely on defense. This video was to help show you that Mei really didn't have that one update that made her a goddess. I always thought that she was great, and because of my efforts, because of the videos that I made, there were some people that believe me, but a majority of people called me a lonely virgin. They thought because I played Mei, I was never gonna get laid, and look at me now! Mei is now meta and I'm still lonely. All jokes aside though, I'm so happy that people are starting to finally see the potential that Mei has always had. She does something in the game that nobody else can really do, which is isolate anybody. A tank, a healer, a DPS, but now it just took a little tiny changes here and there to make what Mei is good at better, and role queue. I'm not gonna lie, role queue has a lot to do with it because you only have so much DPS to pick from, and Mei, I guess, is one of those considered DPS, which I'm always thankful for. But whether you hate Mei or love Mei, you think the memes are funny, or you think that she's cringy, she's finally coming into her own. It took a bunch of years for her to mature and for people to really see that, you know, she's fun to play and she's effective. And I'm so happy for that. You guys know I'm a Mei main and that I absolutely love this character more than just the gameplay aspect, but because she changed my life for the better in more ways than you can ever imagine. So any single time I get to make a video dedicated towards her, I'm gonna have a fun time with it. And this was not only fun, but it was also nostalgia just to see where she was 3 years ago and how she's finally matured and came into her own. And I'm so happy for that. So anyway guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.